Right. So everybody knows the Snow White story, the core premise. It's been remade several times. We know the original that Walt Disney never really wanted to be touched. Um, what if there was a version of the Snow White story that could be told that Disney would never touch? I'm gonna tell you that version right now. Ready? Alright. So what if we took the story of Snow White, we know how it ends. The uh, live happily ever after. The castle and everybody goes on to be happy and all that. Cool. But if we start 30 years after that, let's say with Snow White's descendants, let's say we have three grandkids, right? So maybe it's a twin, set a twin and a girl who have grown up hearing about the whole your grandmother being the fairies of the mall, what she went through with the apple, all of that. Cool. We're not gonna mess with the. We're gonna keep the story intact up to this point. All right. We're not gonna mess with the general premise. We're gonna still keep what makes Snow White in the purview still. All right. Well, listen to me now. What if we took that story, took where we're at, what we understand, and all of that, and these grandkids, let's say one of them is kind of curious and doesn't believe half of what she's hearing. He thinks that maybe it's a story that was maybe put together for political reasons, and just a tall tale that was pretty much baked in over time, just like other tales, would have been um, passed down through the generations, right? What if she hears a rumor that the magic mirror that is featured in her grandmother's story is actually in an enchanted forest, and she decides to go off and find it, right? And her cousins decide to follow her, and she ends up finding the mirror, and they're tailing her, so they're hiding, and she's asking questions about the grandmother, and it's confirming a lot of what was said. Word for word, the tales that she heard is pretty much what she's hearing back. So keeping the story intact up to this point. Then let's say one of the cousins, the twins, comes out, and the two cousins start fighting and end up breaking the mirror. Alright, you follow me up to now? Let's say they break the mirror. After breaking the mirror, it opens up a dimension. It opens up a mirror world and brings them back into the past 30 years. No, follow me now. Instead of them being brought back to the timeline where Snow White is, the Snow White have to know from the stories and all that. What if it opens up, because the mirror was broken, what if it opens up a reverse world where Snow White is actually a dictator, and she's put even the dwarves in handcuffs and all that? What if we even get, you know, a dictator version of Snow White, and the kids now have to, find a way to not only save her but save the kingdom so that they can get back to their own timeline? Wouldn't that be an interesting story to read? Well, that's just me though. There's a couple, ideas. So,